Hello, and welcome to another amazing tutorial by yours truly. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create this tribal design using only the line tool and the new line width tool along with the arc warp effect. Once you have a handle on this technique, you can create intricate tribal designs like these, or by using the roughen effect, even create your own designs that will reflect your identity. Your only limitation is your imagination. So let's get started. In Deke's technique number 57, he shows us how to make trendy swirls, but in technique 58, he talks about the easier way to make the swirls by using the line width tool. These two techniques, along with Deke technique number 72, creating true clones, are the basis for this tutorial. First, in order to follow along, you're going to need to have at least Illustrator CS5. That's when the line width tool was introduced. So let's get started on our project. In the past, if you wanted to draw tribal designs in Illustrator, you had to be good with the pen tool and Bezier curves, but not anymore. For this tribal design, we are only going to use 3 straight lines. Yes, you heard right, only 3 straight lines. Now, your results may be different from mine as the design depends on the angle of the lines. So let's create a new document and use the default settings. Alright, I'm going to click on the line tool and draw 3 lines. The first line is going to go diagonally up and to the right. One's going to go around from the middle of that line and down to the right. And finally, I'm going to draw a line diagonally going down and to the right that intersects the first line. Now that we have the 3 lines drawn, I'm going to switch to the line width tool and add some thickness to the lines. You can see there's a keyboard shortcut which is Shift W. For the first line, I'm going to click just below this line and drag down just a little bit to get some thickness. Now it doesn't matter how thick these lines are because we're going to adjust them later, but you want to kind of have them all the same thickness for this to work. So now you have these 3 blobs which look nothing like tribal art. So let's change that by pressing the V key to get to the black arrow tool and then click on the long line. Now go up to the menu and choose Effect, Warp, Arc. We're going to set these settings to 0 just for now. Now for this, all I can tell you is to experiment and find what you are looking for. All 3 sliders work within each other, and by modifying the values of these, they will dramatically change your line. So for this line, I'm going to turn on the preview so I can see what I'm doing. Then I'm going to dial in these settings. I want the horizontal to be selected. For the bend, I want this to be negative 34%. Tab to the next one, which is horizontal. For the horizontal, I want it to be negative 100. I'm going to tab down to the next one. And I want this one to be negative 65. Click OK to accept these changes. Now click on the left line and press Shift Control Alt E, which will apply the last effect you did, but give you a chance to change the values, which is what we want to do. Click on the preview box and plug in these values. For the bend, negative 50. Horizontal will be 32%, and vertical needs to be negative 1. Press OK to apply these values. Now repeat the process for the last one. Click on it and press Ctrl Shift Alt E. Check the preview box and plug in these values. For the bend, we want it to be 0. Horizontal will be negative 93, and the vertical needs to be negative 9. Press OK to accept and apply these changes. Now that we have the curves applied, we need to adjust the width of the line. So we'll switch to the line width tool, and for each line, we'll find the original width, which is right here, and we'll adjust it. Make this just a little bit smaller. Perfect. I like how this looks, so we're ready to move on. If you look at the tribal design, one of the major factors are the gaps between the lines, which we will do now. So go back to your document. To select all 3 lines, click and drag a marquee around all 3 lines. Now choose Object, Expand Appearance to convert these single lines into filled tapered objects. Now press the Alt key and click and drag on the horizontal line down and to the right just a little bit. Let go of the mouse button and the Alt key, and then press Ctrl Shift right bracket to bring this object to the front. Now shift click on the right line. With both lines selected, open up the Pathfinder palette and click on minus front right here. Now click anywhere in the white area to deselect all. Now before we create the next gap, I want to adjust this bottom line so it kind of lines better. So we're going to move it just a little bit. We want to get this little cross section going here. Now I'm going to Alt click and drag on this line and move it up just a little bit to get this gap. Bring it to the front by pressing Control Shift right bracket. Shift click on the horizontal line and then press the minus front button. The final step in this process is to create a mirror image of these lines. So to do that, we're going to drag across all three lines and select them, move them over to the left some, and then press Ctrl G to add them to a group. With them still selected, choose Effect, Distort and Transform, Transform. Click on the preview to see the changes as you make them. Now we want to create one copy, so we'll set this to 1. We also want to reflect this, so click on the Reflect X button. Finally, we want to move this copy over to the left, so we'll slide the Move Horizontal slider all the way over to the left. But there's a problem. It only goes to -100 pixels and then stops. To make it go further, click in the box and press Shift down arrow until the object is in the position you want. For mine, the horizontal ends up being set at -360 pixels, which allows these 2 points to intersect each other. Press OK to accept and apply the transformation. Click off, and there you have it. A really simple way to create an artistic tribal design. So let your imagination go and see what you can come up with. Thanks for watching.